The first bill on the calendar for the day is House File number 961. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 961, number 1 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to labor, the third engrossment.
I recognize the author of the bill, Representative Eklund, who will explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pretty simple bill. This bill encompasses the State Patrol, DNR Conservation Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, alcohol gambling, and Department of Commerce supervisors in the law enforcement areas. This bill will allow law enforcement supervisors the ability to collectively bargain for fair pay and benefits. This bill will allow supervisors to maintain bargaining patterns at an equal rate compared to the employees they supervise. Historically, supervisors have fallen behind because of most of the collective bargaining went to our good union employees. This bill will also allow law enforcement supervisors protections from frivolous lawsuits and complaints during a period in time we were asking so much of them. There is no opposition to this bill in either hearing. A couple of things the bill does not do. It does not force members into joining. Provision in the bills to remain where they currently are, either the Commissioner's Plan, or the Manager's Plan, or the Middle Management Association. And it does not combine supervisors and rank and file union members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I can stand for questions.
There are no amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File number 961.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. I recognize the member from Dakota, Representative Garofalo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the author yield for a question?
He will yield. Representative Garofalo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Eklund, where's your caucus at today?
The member from Koochiching, Representative Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Garofalo, they're either here or virtually here.
Right,
Representative Garofalo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Representative Eklund. I support your bill. It looks like there might be a punctuality disorder in the House DFL caucus today or something. So I just want to encourage members to support this bill. Thank you.
Further discussion to the bill. I recognize the member from Wabasha, Representative Drazkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, members, we have another bill before us that the Democrats are bringing forward to add to the union rolls the groups of public sector unions that contribute millions of dollars to the Democrat campaign efforts each and every biennium. I've got a question for the author, Mr. Speaker, if he'd yield.
He will yield, Representative Drazkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Eklund, you mentioned none of the people in this group. If you could tell us how many are in the group again, I don't know if I heard it, but you also mentioned that they aren't falling behind. Now, when people aren't unionized in a collectivist structure that unions provide, they have the ability to negotiate and excel on their own. Am I missing something, Representative Eklund?
Representative Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Drazkowski, the first answer to your question, there's approximately 120 of these law enforcement supervisors that this bill would encompass. And unfortunately, when we ratify contracts and such and figure out where our budget's at, once we pay our normal state employees, there's not a whole lot left over a lot of times for the supervisors to negotiate a better contract.
Representative Drazkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would he continue to yield?
He will yield, Representative Drazkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Representative Eklund, well, so you're telling us, Representative Eklund, that the department basically pays this group of employees less because they're not in the union. Is that what you said?
Representative Eklund.
Mr. Speaker, Representative Drazkowski, no, that's not what I said. I just said there's not enough left over sometimes to adequately address their issues, and what's happening is these law enforcement supervisors are leaving for better jobs outside of state government.
Representative Drazkowski.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, members, we just finished last year increasing spending in the general fund by somewhere in the neighborhood of 10%. It's been that way a number of biennia now, members. 12% all funds increase, as far as I understand. Huge increases in spending in state government. And we have a member here with a bill trying to tell us that there's not money left over for an employee group of 120 people in state government. Members, I don't buy it. What we have here is the Democrats coming forward in their pursuit to build union roles, the number of people in the unions, so that they can extract more campaign money from the public trough through the unions. This is where the bulk of one of the bulk items of Democrat campaign activities come from. We see it before us here in a bill, and that's what I believe is the approach or the reason this bill is before us today. Members, these employees have the ability to negotiate on their own. People who excel, members, Representative Eklund, will do well, or they will leave and go somewhere else. And that's the way the marketplace works. Unions are in place. They simply reward failure and punish success. And I just hope we don't have people, I don't know any of the people in this group of 120, but I hope it's not people who are on a path to failure that are trying to grab onto a collectivist structure because they can't be successful. We instead, members, need to encourage the marketplace, encourage these people of 120 to excel, to negotiate with their departments effectively, rather than placing them in these failed union structures. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I recognize the member from Sherburne, Representative Novotny.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the author yield to a question?
He will yield. Representative Novotny.
Representative Eklund, could you clarify, does this bill change the amount of pay or the structure that these supervisors are currently getting?
Representative Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Novotny, no. What it does is it allows them to form their own collective bargaining unit, and then they will work on the pay structure and dispensation.
Representative Novotny.
Would the author yield for yet another question?
He will yield. Representative Novotny.
Representative Eklund, this doesn't change anything. Are you familiar with the current dues that the supervisors are paying?
Representative Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Novotny, no, I am not.
Representative Novotny.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Unlike Representative Drazkowski, I do know several members that are in this group. The dues are about $50 a month, and that includes several things like legal defense fund protection and membership in other groups. It's not a piggy bank. It's not a war chest. Most local law enforcement contracts are settled by the employees, with very few paid employees of the union. Would the author yield for one more question?
He will yield. Representative Novotny.
Representative Eklund, could you clarify, is the main purpose of this bill to move the supervisors from an at-will classification where they could be fired at any time and give them just some form of protection against being fired at will? I think this comes into question when we've seen the State Patrol and the DNR and their recent involvement in the civil unrest and some protection when they're down in these highly explosive, volatile events. Would you agree with that, Representative Eklund?
Representative Eklund.
Mr. Speaker, Representative Novotny, yes, I would agree with that statement.
Representative Novotny.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a fairly common sense bill. We're standing up for the people that stand in front of us and protect us, and I ask for your vote.
Further discussion to the bill. I call on the member from Anoka, Representative Barr.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would the author yield for question, please?
He will yield. Representative Barr.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Eklund, could you discuss the pension ramifications? Which pension fund are they currently in, and which pension fund are they going to be moving to? With defined benefit to defined contribution, that kind of thing, please?
Representative Eklund.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Barr, that'll be part of the, to my understanding, will be part of the negotiation process once they, if they decide to form a collective bargaining unit, and that's why you see the fiscal note. That's part of what's needed to cover the costs on if they do decide to form their own bargaining unit.
Representative Barr.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Representative Eklund. One of the problems we have every biennium, both sides of the party end up, both sides of the chamber, both parties end up throwing hundreds of $millions into the defined benefit retirement fund, as opposed to every member of this chamber is in the defined contribution fund. And I was hoping that I'd get an answer that they're already in, I believe they're already in the defined contribution fund, and I would hope that we would be able to keep them there so that we don't have to take taxpayer money and keep funding back into their pension plan. Thank you.
Further discussion to the bill. I recognize the author of the bill, the member from Couchiching, Representative Eklund.
Thank you, members. Thanks for the conversation. This is a pretty good bill. There's a couple groups that have endorsed it. I put those in your handouts in your packets today so you can see the endorsements of this, and I ask for a green vote.
There being no further discussion, the clerk will take the roll. Will the clerk please call the names of the members who have not yet voted?
Becker Finn.
Becker Finn, aye.
Becker Finn, aye. Davids.
Davids Holtz, aye.
Davids, aye. Gomez. Gomez. Hausman.
Hausman, aye.
Hausman, aye. Heinrich.
Heinrich, aye.
Heinrich, aye. Keeler. Keeler. Thompson.
Thompson votes aye.
Thompson, aye. Gomez. Gomez. Keeler. Keeler.
The clerk will close the roll. There being 123 ayes and 8 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.